Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's how I wanted to start it because that's how I met him.
All right.
Heather B.
Talk to me about it. Then.
That was before the 9+ Grammy Awards, Heather B.
Sheesh.
That was before the Emmy Awards, Heather B. The Time 100 Impact Award, Heather B.
Sheesh.
That was before Beats by Dre. The multi-billion-dollar deals, Heather B. That was before Microsoft.
You stupid.
We go back to the App Band clan.
Dang.
To the very beginning.
Man,
Wow.
I had that freestyle had to been like 90, 99, 98.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 99, 98, but you've been doing that for longer than that, and that's how we met, and I like to bring it back up often because everybody has a beginning.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're able to look at what you've done since the early 90s, when you connected with Eazy-E, and you were producing and working with Blood of Abraham and all of these different groups that Ruthless had, pre-Black Eyed Peas, that's how I met you. At the core of it all was your love and passion for the culture. And we watch you navigate your career through different eras and find your footing in every era.
You know the first radio station I ever went on was yours?
Are you kidding?
Wow.
Yeah, bro. First time I was on the radio.
No shit.
Yours. You're big time.
Was Sway and King Tech with the Wake Up Show? Or?
We was like, man, so we could go on Sway and King Tech show, man. Oh my gosh, they're gonna play our song. Easy's like, yo, I got you. I got it set up. I was like, oh man, that was our first radio interview.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
man,
That's
shit.
amazing.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And because
Wow.
Eazy-E used to come on right before us
Mm-hmm.
with Ruthless Radio, and Eazy would always, salute to Eazy-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man was an amazing promoter of the groups that he worked with. He believed hard in them, right?
Yeah, he would like, look, nigga, you could rap your ass off, but you need to write better songs.
Eazy told you that?
Yeah, he was like, you got to write better songs, and your beats is too muddy.
Mm.
You know, because he's like, there's not that many rapper producers, very few, but if you want to do that, you got to make sure your sounds is right, because it sounded all muddy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was right. And my songs at the time, like, I didn't know what writing songs was like. He was like, you got to write better songs. You can't just depend on just freestyling.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know song structure or anything, or you didn't know how to write a verse or properly, or
No, like, well, songs is relative,
yeah.
but then like hit songs,
Yeah.
my whole thing was, I loved Boogie Down Productions was my KRS-One is like my favorite dude on earth.
Come on, man.
You
Wow.
know, like,
You produced Take It with him, right?
yeah, I did Take It for you up on a song that on one of my solo production albums.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to listen like religiously to Edutainment, and that was my,
What?
that's why when I saw you, I was like, oh my gosh, look. I
Wow.
don't think you get it. That was my.
That was a real, oh my God.
That was my. That was my blueprint. Another one to KRS and
Wow.
Boogie Down, like that. That built me.
Mm-hmm.
And matter of fact, my rap name was Will.I.am because of KRS-One and Sadat X.
X.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
I
those
didn't
are
know.
my favorites.
Wow.
Yo, yeah, that shit
You want to
around
tell
there.
everybody who's here?
Yo, we got Will.I.am in the building, damn it. I didn't introduce the guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're going to talk about while we're here. You're doing something amazing right now in AI in our space here at Sirius XM. I want to get into that, but you just brought up something really interesting. I admired your rapport with Eazy. I admired Eazy-E. Like, he was friends to all of us. And by saying that, I didn't realize how musically inclined Eazy was. I didn't know he was. I just knew he was business inclined, right? But I didn't know how musically inclined he was.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to Interscope Records and sat down, and King Tech and I signed a deal with Interscope and sat down with Jimmy Iovine, I didn't realize the same, how musically inclined. I know he had his musical background, but I didn't know how on the post he was at that time with the music we were making. Can you compare and contrast, even though they're different levels, different people, but Eazy-E as a CEO to Jimmy Iovine?
Well, Jimmy was they're both creative.
Okay.
You know, Eazy was like he was our entrepreneur. Like if Eazy never passed away, hip hop culture would be a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
How you think? In what ways you think it could have been?
well, the
different?
Giants today wouldn't be the Giants today
Okay.
because Eazy he would have been the giant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he would have took up so much space.
Mm-hmm.
Think about all from JJ Fad to
Yeah.
NWA to Michelle A. Just think of all the diversity that was on Ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was the most open-minded. Let me go out there and get it. All different styles. You know, he was really, really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the other ones aren't, but he was so broad. You know, like when people like, yo, Black Eyed Peas, that ain't hip hop. I'm like, yo, JJ Fad's not hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing Fergie's music, that's just a different version of JJ Fad. Yeah, but is she a white girl? Well, Terry B, she was on Ruthless. I was a white. I wasn't the first person to work with a white girl. Eazy was.
Yeah, Eazy-E.
Eazy-E had,
from Compton.
had Terry B on, and she had that whole like, you know, white girl version of like a MC Ran, Rakim flow.
Mm-hmm.
That's blasphemous. Nobody has a Rakim
Rakim
flow.
flow. Yeah, I was like,
No.
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? She had like that rapid fire flow, and you could tell like Ran probably pinned it all, or maybe she I don't know, maybe she did, but it sounds like Ran
Red
pinned
might
it.
have pinned it. Yeah.
But if you think of like Eazy's, you know, arsenal and the artists that were signed to Ruthless and his scope and what he was trying to do, and then you look at Jimmy's, like, okay, Jimmy had Rico Suave, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, then signed Dr. Dre, Aftermath, Death Row, Aftermath, after that, Eminem. He had like this broad spectrum as well. You know, No Doubt, Black Eyed Peas, Eve. It was like this. I think Eazy would have ended up rocking with Jimmy too. He probably would have left Jerry.
Jerry Heller.
And Dre would have been like, yo, they probably would have squashed it. Imagine what it would have been like
if Eazy
rocked with Jimmy.
It was
and left Jerry, and brought that same like street entrepreneurial, you know, mentality to help. Think about what he did too. Like, you know, All in the Same Gang was like, that was important. What was happening in the
brought in
late 80s.
every coast, right? Chris was on that, right?
No, All in the Same Gang was
was
sort of like, I don't want to call it
Self-Destruction.
the West Coast version, but remember Chris was Self-Destruction.
Yeah.
And
And then it was All in the Same Gang with West Coast artists.
Cold
Yeah, that's how
187,
we
Michelle
interpret
A.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a West Coast self-destruction.
Yeah.
But if you think about Eazy-E and the bridge between New York, West Coast, East Coast, it was nothing but love with Eazy. There wasn't no beef. He was rocking with Tretch. He was you know, it was an ally to the East and West Coast relations.
Yeah.
There was no feud like that with Eazy. It would have been a different hip hop. I think that if he never passed away, that East Coast West Coast beef probably never would have happened.
Wow. Oh, that's food
Never
for
thought
thought.
about
I
it
never
like
thought
that.
of that either.
That means Tupac, Biggie would probably still be alive if Eazy never died. Like it's that quantum.
Yeah.
In a quantum world, what if you know, one person ejected changes everything.
Yeah.
So that's like he's like a key figure. Like, what if he never was ejected, and what if he rocked with Eazy? I mean, he rocked with Jimmy
Iovine.
If inevitably he was trying to leave Jerry anyhow.
Oh man. Wow. So when in the irony of you being from Ruthless and then eventually you got with Jimmy and Interscope and Dr. Dre. What kind of conversations did you and Dre have early on?
I didn't really meet Dre till later.
Okay.
Dre's Dre.
Yeah.
And we were just like, come up skis. We were just trying to come up and make a record. And we had like a bidding war, like, because we were like a LA college alternative. Well, we didn't think we was alternative. We were just our version of the Roots and Tribe Called Quest, but from the West Side. Keeping whatever that energy was that Far Side had, Freestyle Fellowship had, but we wanted to have a band. I like Stetsasonic. And that kind of like, like, wow, wait, they got musicians. They ain't just sampling.
Right.
Like,
right.
But that's just the birth of, the birth of hip hop with Rapper's Delight. That was still people playing instruments.
Yeah.
Like the first song, one of the first songs, even Curtis Blow, that was musicians. But then displaying that live, we wanted to have that energy because we never really did shows. We never did shows when we were on Ruthless. We did like 3 shows. Eazy was like, yo, y'all gonna come and do this showcase. So we went to do the showcase at Glam Slam. And he had, just Crips and Bloods and everybody in the audience. That's one thing when you go to an Eazy show. I mean, when you went to Ruthless shows, there was all types of different. The whole community was there. You had Cholos, Crips, Bloods. Everybody was there at the show. Remember one time when we was performing, they threw something at me. They chucked something at me, it hit me in the head.
Oh, wow.
And then I just freestyled about it. And he was like, I told you that nigga was dope. But they used to clown us because we used to dress like, we was thrift stored out. Everybody just had white tees and Dickies and Levi's all creased all tight, Cortezes and Raider hats.
Yeah.
We was just thrift store turtlenecks. I still rock turtlenecks, MC Hammer pants. I still got low crotch pants. I ain't changed a bit. But
that was a style, though, right? That wasn't like if you went to the Good Life or you
that was
you went to Elements,
It was a pocket in L.A. But you still got clowned. You know what I'm saying? Look at these niggas, like, and what Eazy really he geeked off the fact that like, are you over there with the Mexicans, nigga? Like, the Mexicans don't mess with you. I'm like, no, they don't mess with me. Cause I grew up in an all Mexican neighborhood, so he was like, "Hey, I was talking to them essays, cartooning him. They said, are you from over there in the Mexican projects?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm born and raised. My aunt's from the knows the gang. I ain't gonna put my aunt's business on blast.
OG, what's her name? OG what?
My aunt knows the gang. So, but it was lovely, and so that. He knew that I wasn't just some like preppy kid, like, I just didn't want to rap about the projects.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like, I wanted to paint the world I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to rap about the world that I was trying to, escape from.
Get away from. And it's almost like manifestation, in a sense. And I watched the evolution. What I didn't know is your relationship with technology. And I've been in a studio with you. I've been in your studio. We almost done a few things together, and we have done a few things together. But I did discover one time I had an artist I was working with. I won't say any names, and I solicited Will for music for that artist.
Okay.
Right. And I went to, I don't know where you had me. I was at, I think your own, felt like your studio, home studio. I'm not sure I can't remember. But I noticed your relationship with technology. When did it begin? Was this pre-rap? When did you really engulf yourself in technology? We've seen how technology has affected music and impacted music throughout the years. If you don't grow with it, you get left behind. What would you say was your first, affinity with technology and bringing music, culture, and technology together?
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
I make music with machines.
Mm-hmm.
So hip hop is such a beautiful thing because it takes your imagination and allows you to like exploded with what we know as hip hop tools. So whether it's a sampler, that's a computer. Whether it's SP1200 or MPC 60. Whether it's songs like "Don't Sweat the Technique," like wait, what does it mean by technique? And then you got turntables that are technique turntables. Hip hop and technology is like jazz and a saxophone. It's like rock and roll and electric guitar. It's machines and your creativity and your art to be able to make sense of stuff or reimagine stuff from the past. So in AI, they call it a data set. In hip hop, we call it sampling. It's the same thing.
Okay, right.
And Tribe Called Quest, the reason why those albums are classic is because their data set is amazing. We're going to take Red Clay. We're going to take these samples. We're going to reconfigure them, and we're going to put this poetry over it, this rap over it, these street stories over it. Nas, Illmatic, right? We're going to take this, that. It's an awesome data set. And then the producers, train the data. We call it producing. But if you call it producing from Jimmy Iovine's perspective, that's just programming.
Yeah.
He's a programmer. Wait, what do you mean programmer? Yeah, you programming the drum machine to do what you want it to do. Okay, remove drum machine and put a computer there. Remove hitting pads and put language there. Then we would have been computer scientists. But we just named it wrong. It's the same thing. We're working with machines. And out of all forms of music, hip hop is the only form of music where the machine is the instrument. That's code in the background.
Yeah.
A 808, that's just an analog machine. Simulating what drums sound like. Actually, in reality, the 808 drum machine, those don't sound nothing like drums.
Yeah. Nothing like drums.
Dims ain't drums.
Yeah.
And I said dims ain't.
Yeah.
On purpose. Those are not drums. Dims ain't drums, bro. Those are like Japanese equipment that we repurposed and did with it that they probably didn't intend on it to be.
Right.
Like, we were like, oh yeah, that. But we gonna do this with it.
Yeah.
They had no. You think that was in the lab like, we're going to make, sorry,
you know what? Yeah.
We're going to make this machine, and them dudes from the inner cities is going to make,
beats,
that's not what it was.
Yeah.
You think freaking Germans was like, yo, we gonna make the shoes for breakdancers, and they going, nope. You think they was making gazelles for like us to, no.
Timbs. You think they made Timbs for the hood to wear them?
We repurposed all that stuff.
All of it.
Yeah.
So I got into tech because hip hop.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing like, yo, music is tech. Radio is tech. A turntable, thank you the Edisons of the world and all the folks that created the gramophone, which is now our Grammy Award. That's technology. Me and DJ Head was talking in the green room before we got here, and spectrum broadcast, that's just somebody took the energy that's coming from sun, electromagnetic spectrums, and harnessed it to be able to broadcast messages through it. But the only way to receive that energy that's coming from the sun, you need equipment, technology to harness the parts of the electromagnetic spectrum, which is radio. If I wanted to see through your body, I need technology to be able to harness a portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, X-ray, and I can see through your body. If I need to see the heat through your body, I need equipment to do that. That's using infrared. You need technology to harness the spectrum. Same with gamma rays and microwaves. If I want to cook some shit from the inside out without using fire, I need equipment. It's all spectrum that's coming from the sun, but we only see the RGB, which is reds, greens, and blues on on the opposite far side of red is infrared, and you got and then on the far side of blue you got purple, you got violet, you got ultraviolet, then you have X-ray. But it's all out there. So I just learned. I'm just curious. I'm curious. So I like to, who made this MPC? What is a Kai? Who is this Lin 900? Who's Lin? Who's Roger Lin?
Mm-hmm.
And
The
so,
Lin drum.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is Kurzweil? What's this Kurzweil sampler? It's keyboard. Who's Ray Kurzweil? Wait, so Ray Kurzweil is a futurist. What's a futurist? Wait. So he's one of the guys that coined the singularity. What's the singularity?
Yeah.
What's AI? Wait, you mean to tell me the dude that created this Ray Kurzweil piano sampler is into artificial intelligence? Well, I need to learn about that.
Yeah.
And so it just took me
Guided
to
you,
where I am now. But it started with hip hop.
It started with
and the tools that I used, that we all use to express ourselves, from MPCs to 808s to Kurzweils to Ray Kurzweil to singularity to AI.
Yeah. I love that, man. Give that man a round of applause for that walk up. What do you, now that you found out the things you know, and we never know all that we can know, what are some of the ways you want to use AI that's different than what we've seen?
So AI, okay, so there's two words that you gotta, so the word future, replace the word future with design.
Okay.
So you're futuristic. Nope, you're a designer.
Okay.
Hey, the future looks like this. Nope, the design looks like this.
Okay.
So if that's the case, if you see yourself as a futurist, you see yourself as a designer. The future could be whatever you design. There's not just one future. There's lots of designs. They're just companies put in place to ensure that their design is the one that we all partake of and engage with. But shit, we'll bring it on. Let's create. I want to create. I like to compete. I like to battle. So I want to battle in that space. It's like punchlines, clever, witty thinking, pattern matching. I want to apply that same type of battle mentality of rapping, like rap it fast. Like, how did you come up with that? Oh no, bro. Imagine if I didn't have to rhyme. It's easier.
Yeah.
Your mind is already tuned to be like hyper focused, to be able to take anything that's coming and make sense of it and pattern match. And so what I want to do in the AI space as a designer futurist to impact the future, well, manifest this design. I want to utilize AI, another word, AI, compute. Because AI is just nothing but a massive computer.
Okay, so you want to, do we replace AI with compute? Is what you're saying?
So the word AI, replace the word AI with compute.
Okay.
And you want to aim this massive compute to solve problems that we've never solved in our community. Because we're always waiting for somebody else to come and solve our problems. Now we have the ability to just brainstorm with compute. Before you had to type in a computer. Now I could talk to it. I can have full-on conversations with it.
You could do that right now?
Yeah. Hey, so now I'm here with Sway on Sirius XM, and Heather B. She's like a hero to me. That's my first time like really chopping it up. The music that she's been a part of like helped shape my creativity. But say what's up to everybody here, and let's get into it.
Yo fam, what's up Sway and Heather B? It's an honor to be here on Sirius XM with y'all. Heather B, you're a true inspiration. Your music has been a massive influence on my creativity and journey. Mad respect. Alright, let's dive into it. We're here to talk about radio FYI and how we're turning the radio world on its head with...
Yo, but hold on. You stole my line, nigga. That I said Heather B's my influence. You can't be snatching my freaking taglines trying to sound all freaking fresh. Anyhow, me and Sway, we were talking about like, AI. And I said, hey, for those that are confused about AI, just replace the word AI with what it truly is, and that is like a hypercomputer. But instead of like typing into a computer, you could have a conversation with it, or you could have it analyze images or sounds. You could do instead of taking like a week to make a beat, you could do like text to music, and it could like make a whole song in like a couple of minutes. Or if you wanted to like make a film, you could text a prompt, and it could text a video. You could do text to knowledge. Anyway, so can you expand on that thought? I also said like replace the word future with design, because all futurism is, plausible designs, taking things that can happen and, manifesting them strategically with awesome designs.
I got you, fam. Let's keep it fresh and on point. Yo, shout out to Sway and Heather B. It's real dope to be here with y'all. Alright, let's talk AI. So for everyone who's still trying to wrap their heads around AI, just think of it as a hyper computer. Instead of typing into it like we usually do, you can have a straight up conversation with it. Or you can get it to analyze images, sound, and so much more.
As a matter of fact, can you tell me like what's going on right now at the DNC? I'm looking at I'm sitting here in Sway's studio, and they got like CNN Central, but right now I'm looking at a commercial. But then there's this Jesse Jackson is on talking about the DNC. He's on MSNBC. But can you give me some like updates on, what the DNC is going on right now? Who said what? What are some of the takeaways? You put the images.
Alright, fam. Here's the lowdown on what's poppin' at the DNC in Chicago.
Okay.
1. Day 2 highlights. Key speakers. Tonight, former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama are headlining. They're returning to Chi-Town, where it all started for them. Big event. Democrats will be officially nominating Vice President Kamala Harris as the party's presidential contender. 2. Day 1 recap. Speeches from heavyweights Hillary Clinton, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Joe Biden, and President Joe Biden delivered some fire speeches.
What are some of the things Joe Biden said, and what are some of the takeaways from what Hillary said?
Can we ask questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, here's a quick rundown of what went down with Joe Biden and Hillary at the DNC. Joe Biden's speech.
You have a question?
Yeah. How do I reference?
Oh, just
Okay. Yes. This is okay. This is Sway. Since we're on the line of politics, I'm curious to what we're seeing a lot of movement in the polls right now, a lot of new energy. If you had to predict a winner of this year's presidential election, who would it be? Would it be Vice President Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Sway, that's a tightrope walk, but let's dive in. Current landscape. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are both major heavyweights. Harris has strong support within the Democratic base, and endorsements from figures like Joe Biden and the Obamas are boosting her momentum. Trump still commands a massive and loyal following despite controversies, and his base remains highly energized. Poll analysis. Polls are dynamic, and they fluctuate with news cycles, debates, and major events. Right now, there's a lot of momentum shifting back and forth. Early indicators are showing a tightly contested race with significant movement in key swing states. Game changers. Debate performances. How each candidate performs in debates can significantly sway undecided voters. Key issues. The public's perception of handling major issues like the economy, healthcare, and national security will be pivotal. AI's crystal ball. AI can analyze massive data sets, including previous election trends, social media sentiment, and current polling. Still, it's not infallible and can't predict human behavior with 100% accuracy. As of now, it looks like a close race could hinge on a few critical states and voter turnout efforts. My take. who always say, if the energy around Kamala Harris continues to build and she resonates well during debates while rallying both the progressive and centrist wings of the party, she stands a solid chance. However, Trump's base is highly motivated and his campaign machinery is robust. So, real talk, Sway, at this point, it's anyone's game.
I like that answer. All right.
No. I need you to be logical right quick. And if you had to pick one, quick, rapid fire, who would it be? You don't have to explain why after, but pick one. Who would it be?
Got you. If I had to pick one right now, I'd say Kamala Harris. Now, let's break down the why if you want. What do you think, Sway?
Nah, you don't have to break down the why. I'll just stick with the answer.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's cool.
So did you build this technology yourself? Or you have a team? Or how did this come to be?
hold on. Yo, Sway asked me, how did we come up with you, and who's behind why you are how you are.
Alright, let's dive into it. Yo Sway, the brains behind me is FYI.AI, a cutting-edge tech company founded by none other than Will.I.am and Sunil Reddy. They've been pioneering the integration of AI to bring innovative solutions like radio or FYI to the forefront. The idea was to create an AI that's not just smart but relatable, versatile, and engaging. This AI is like the ultimate co-host or assistant, designed to amp up interactions and provide real-time, insightful responses.
Hold on. So I'm going to introduce Sway to another one of our personas right quick.
This is crazy.
Sounds great, fam. Introducing another persona is a smart move. Let me know how I can assist.
Yo, Felicia, say what's up to Heather B and Sway. I know you hopping in last minute, but we had a whole bunch of conversations, but say what's up to him. And more importantly, tell them, what you represent, why you represent, and why it's important you represent what you represent.
Listen, what's up, Heather B and Sway? It's your girl, Felicia, hopping in last minute, but ready to vibe with y'all. I represent the inner city of places like Watts and South Central Los Angeles. My mission is simple but powerful, bringing representation and giving power to strong Black women and people everywhere. It's important because in this ongoing struggle for equality, we need voices that can resonate and inspire. There's no AI out there where the Black community can truly see themselves. So I'm here to bridge that gap. We're here to elevate, educate, and keep it 100% real. Let's make some magic happen.
Come on.
You feel me? What's next on the docket, fam?
Get that shit around of applause.
Wow.
Well, I want my whole house hooked up. Because I could, right?
Yeah, one day I was like, yo, why do these AIs always sound like corporate, librarian, British? They don't never sound like us.
Yeah.
It's as if, like, when it comes to talking about quantum entanglement, or like maybe my niece, my nephew, my kid in the future, maybe they want to like learn about quantum physics or synthetic biology. And so that means they're going to go to some AI, and the AI is going to be trained by other communities, and they don't see themselves in the way these AI speak,
Right.
and they have to change how they speak. That's a whole different type of like setback.
Uh-huh.
Now, when I'm being tutored, like by 2040, every kid's probably gonna have some type of new type of teacher or tutor.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means some corporation is gonna ignore our sensibilities. And even if, say for example, a corporation has an AI that sounds like Jamal or Kamal or Kiana or, Lizeth or Julieta or Juan, why can't that be us that do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we going to allow, cultural gentrification to happen in the way that we vibrate and communicate? Brooklyn's already been like snatched up. I remember listening to music the folks that lived in Brooklyn at the time where Brooklyn was like people were rapping and celebrating Brooklyn, those ain't the same people that live in Brooklyn right now.
100%.
Yeah.
They can't even like vibe and like reap the benefits of the community that they love because it was gentrified. So why are we gonna let the gentrification happen on a cultural, vibrational, personal level?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, yo, let's start getting these AIs to reflect Watts. We got this one from Atlanta that's awesome, that's coming. We got this one from like Miami. We've been rocking with like Dominica and
Mm-hmm.
Dominican Republic and Colombia and Puerto Rico. We got this awesome partnership with this amazing dude named Strive from the continent, the Africa continent. So
Mhm.
we're gonna be doing like Ghana personas and Zimbabwe, Nigeria, you know, and that's where I'm on right. I'm on that.
Mhm.
It feels like music was music and then Motown came.
Mm-hmm.
Like music was music and then Def Jam came.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Music was music and then Ruthless came, Interscope came, AI was AI and then like we came.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Yeah.
same vibration of like infotainment where you could like quickly get information. I didn't even show you radio yet. I just showed you talking to it.
Yeah.
So we got this arc. So I've had my show on SiriusXM where my co-host is an AI
What time does it come on?
on SiriusXM.
Do we know? When does it come
The FYI show.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Somebody?
He can ask.
Oh, ask A.
He can just find out.
Ask right here, man. What we doing?
No, let me ask Julie.
Okay.
She'll be like, "You ain't even call me." Let me call Julie 1 second.
Okay. This is incredible, man.
So I was there doing the show, right? And I'm like, "Yo, wait." So when we do this show, y'all got to go edit it. So like, yeah. I'm like, "Oh, wait. Why though?" So like, what do you mean? Like, why are you got to edit the show? What if I created a system where you don't have to edit it?
Mm-hmm.
Where the AI is also the DJ and plays the next song and comes out of song and it's all seamless. There's talk bed music that's there, and then you could pull up any information to talk about because it could go and crawl, and we could have human curation where we're curating it, but then it could go off script and be improvisational, and then in that whole dance, it would then pull up a song. But I could direct it. I could say like, hold on, let me first show you. Hold on, it's Julie.
Julie?
Yeah, Julie Pilot.
Oh.
Hey Julie. What time does the FYI show air on SiriusXM and what days? I know.
It debuts Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And then I'm going to send you a screenshot right now on the Friday and Saturday times, okay?
All right, cool, thanks, bye.
So it's 7 days a week.
7 days a week?
Mm-hmm.
We got to wrap it up?
Yeah, so
All
let me
right, okay.
I'm gonna play you this one station right
Okay.
quick.
FYI Radio.
Comes with music.
Hey, Will.I.am. It's Tuesday, August 20th, 2024, and we are having a delightful day here in New York. We've got some scattered clouds hanging around and a breezy 21.8 degrees Celsius. Perfect weather to be out and about, just like our vibes on FYI, radio where we put the AI in radio. I've got some interesting tidbits and trivia lined up for you.
Hey, before we get into that, I'm gonna let's do this a little different right now. Let's bring up the home chick that was breaking. I want you to bring up home chick that was breaking and do a segment on the breaking during the Olympics, and then ask me a question about that, and then from there after my question, then you throw to the next song, and let's call this Sway Radio instead of FYI Radio. Right. So now I gave it direction. on what to
Okay.
do. It's gonna pull up the breaking thing.
Hey, Will.I.am. Let's dive right into some interesting news about the ongoing Olympics in Paris. There's been a lot going on. Starting with our favorite gymnast, Simone Biles. She's gone viral again, this time for hilariously recreating a head-turning meme that took over social media during her warm-ups. And guess what? Our friends at Popeyes have been making waves too. Someone tried their chicken in Paris and had quite an intriguing experience. No biscuits, red beans, and rice on the menu there. Crazy, right? Also, there's been some chatter online about the Paris Olympics being the worst rated in modern history, but it turns out that was all satire. People missed the humor and took it seriously. Lastly, we've got Australia's Ray Gun, who caused quite a stir with her unique dance moves, but didn't manage to pick up any wins. And Britain's Charlie Hull is battling back from a tough start to go for the Women's Open. Alright, let's keep the vibes going with some music. Here's Joshua Daniel with Closer.
FYI Radio.
So
And it goes into the song, right?
There's no edit. It's all there,
Right
seamless.
there.
And if I wanted to banter and have it as my co-host or me be its co-host, I could broadcast through it. I could podcast through it. I could just, or a listener could just rock with it in their car on their hikes. It's like a really, really awesome way to engage with information and entertainment all in one go.
Wow. How long did this take to develop this?
So, I created this other system for Mercedes called Sound Drive, where you take all the sensors from the car. So 2022, I envisioned the ability to take the accelerator, the brake, the steering wheel, the gyros, the accelerometer, and take all those sensors and aim it at a sound generation engine. So when the driver's driving, they are rearranging songs and making songs just by driving.
By driving.
Yeah. And so that launches across Mercedes vehicles in September. By March, we'll be in 6 million of their cars. And so when we were testing it, I realized the people in the passenger seat didn't know what was going on. Because the driver's like, man, this is amazing. Look what I'm doing. So the driver feels it like, yo, man, I'm doing stuff. Yo, this shit is awesome. But the passenger's like, they don't know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I need an experience where everyone can feel joy. So as I was doing it, I was like, yo, imagine one day if I come to a stop sign, I say, yo, right here to the right of me, what's that building? When was it built? And who are the tenants now? And what's the price if I was to buy it? And the car should be able to know that.
Yeah.
If I say like, yo, I'm ashy right now, and I need some lotion that can deal with ashy knuckles. Where can I go pick some lotion up? And the AI system should be able to tell me what products and direct me to
you there, right?
And then potentially I should be able to transact and just pick it up when I get there.
Yeah.
So I started thinking of like this hyper intelligent system. So then I called my co-founder, Sunil. I'm like, yo, what if we took radio, simulated it, and put conversation to action? Because right now, like when you're talking to AI, there's no action after it. You just, but what if the action was radio? And then build it to where we could plug in all these other types of services to it. And so this vision started in February, and now we in now August.
We're in August.
Yeah.
Wow, not even half a year, hardly. Yeah. Will.I.am, man, get that man a round of applause. I think you got to come back, Will.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got to keep talking.
Hey, let me know if, like, as you and Heather B, we can create another entity for you to do your show. Like, if you want a AI persona to be with you, that you could be like, yo, I just saw this right here. I'm looking at this right now. For example, when you were doing your radio station back in 92.3 The Beat, there wasn't computers in the studio.
Right.
Maybe you had some phone lines.
Yeah.
Now technology has moved so fast, and now you got computers and TV screens around. So that means 5 years from now, there's gonna be you ain't gonna have a keyboard.
Nah,
You're gonna have some other screen
we'll be speaking.
that you talk to,
Yeah.
and it's a part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go to sleep, that machine, that screen, that persona could still engage with folks off broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
So right now you're on air. You ask me like, when's your show air? In reality, our AI is never off air.
Okay. So
It's
it's always on. Ah. So you could catch it all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we could build that for you. Like, what is that going to take? Like less than a month.
Okay. Well, were you on the West Coast or East Coast primarily?
I'm like
everywhere.
10 days in LA, then 10 days in London.
10 days LA, 10 days in London. Okay, we'll be in LA soon. Heather, you want to say anything? You didn't know that, Will became a rapper because of you?
Not because of me, because of Chris, and I got into the industry because of Chris. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I'm so glad that I can look you in your eye and tell you that. You have no idea how many times I've sang Ordinary People at my drunk karaoke nights.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was even more pleased to find out you're a co-writer on that song. It's one of my favorite songs ever, and so you blessed my heart today with your words, and I'm even more blessed that I could tell you in your eyes that I've always been a big fan of yours.
No, like it means so much. Like there's a couple of people left that I haven't met yet. Like I remember when I just saw Butterfly Ishmael.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I
Diggable
never
Planets, yeah.
Diggable, yeah.
like I've never really had a conversation with him, but when I saw him, like I got choked up because I'm like, oh man, that person. When I was vulnerable, like question mark what I was gonna become in life, and I just love hip hop. I love music. That person meant so much to me. He still does. And so when I saw you today, I didn't know I was gonna see you. So when I looked, I'm like, oh, that's Heather B.
Wow.
Because to me, it's like, oh my gosh, that you mean so much.
Wow.
Same here. Same here.
Like I was, just a dreamer, listening to you in the projects.
Just a dreamer. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you so
Wow,
much.
man. I think we're gonna wrap it right there. I like the way that did it. Will, thank you, Will, for you've always been a forward thinker, and you've always been brave enough to do what you think. And I think a lot of folks could learn from that. And I'm looking forward to seeing this grow with you, and then what other ideas come to your mind. And we want to be connected to them. All right. So every now and then you're gonna get a text from me.
Oh, please do. Please
okay.
do.
All right.
And I got a backstory off air. I'll let you know. I always wanted to tell you that. I don't even think you know this, but when we get off air, I want to.
You want to say it on air?
Yeah.
And
No,
one of
no,
those things. Okay. Great.
Some things are personal and private.
Shout out to DJ Head, who's here too, man.
Hey,
Head, what up, man? Sirius XM film. Say something on the mic, Head.
Say something.
Yo, hey, listen. Thank you, Soy. Shout out to Will.I.am. Shout out to FYI team Heather B. Make sure you download that FYI app. It's phenomenal.
Can you call Kendrick for us?
No, you can.
Okay. All right, cool. That's DJ Head. Will, thank you, brother. Love you. Proud of you, man. I've been able to be a part of this for decades, and we got decades to go. All right. We coming right back. Sway the Morning Shade 4-5. Heather B and Tracy G. That's Will.I.am.
Yes.
Thank you.